The unprecedented amount of red ink spilled by Major League Baseball in 2020 did not prevent team values from increasing to an all-time high average of $1.9 billion this year, 3% more than a year ago. On top are the New York Yankees, worth $5.25 billion, 5% more than last year. The Yankees are one of three North American teams, along with the Dallas Cowboys, at $5.7 billion, and the New York Knicks, at $5 billion, worth at least $5 billion. A strong demand for baseball teams, particularly in big markets, pushed up valuations. The New York Mets had an operating loss of $125 million last season, yet in October, Steve Cohen purchased the team for $2.42 billion, within 1% of our 2020 valuation and a record amount for a baseball team. The Boston Red Sox posted an operating loss of $70 million in 2020, but according to MLB executives, the team is being valued at more than $3.4 billion as part of the pending sale of an 11% stake in its parent, Fenway Sports Group. A surging stock market, the S&P 500 is up 57% over the past year, has also been bullish for team values by creating wealth for potential buyers and increasing the revenue multiples teams are appraised at. The tracking stock for the Atlanta Braves, which also includes a mixed-use real estate project, recently closed at $27.74, 46% higher than a year ago. The baseball team lost $67 million in 2020. An absence of fans at ballparks and an unusually short 60-game schedule in 2020 led to big losses for the sport. All told, MLB's 30 teams lost $1.8 billion, in the sense of earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization, versus a profit of $1.5 billion in 2019. Revenue fell 65% to $3.66 billion. Still, revenue will increase for all 30 teams beginning next season when MLB's new national media deals kick in. Thus far, the league is set for a 19% annual average increase from 2022 through 2028. But Walt Disney's ESPN did not take as many games in the new deal as it did in the current one. Thus, MLB still has considerable inventory to sell, including weekday exclusives, perhaps to Amazon or Google's YouTube. Here are the team values along with the one-year change in value on a percentage basis. Our team values are enterprise values, equity plus net debt, calculated using a multiple of revenue. The multiples are based on historical transactions and the future economics of the sport and team. Revenue and operating income, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization, measure cash in versus cash out, not accrual accounting, for the 2020 season. Ownership stakes in regional sports networks, as well as related profits or losses, were excluded from our valuations and operating results. Sources include sports bankers, team executives, public documents like leases and filings related to public bonds, and media rights experts. Click here for the full list of MLB valuations and financial information.